Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to take a huge stack of source material, cut through all that static, and really just deliver the essential, actionable insights you can use.
And our focus today is all about becoming a more proactive owner of your vehicle. We're going deep into some quick, essential 3-month maintenance checks.
Right.
The goal isn't to make you a mechanic, not at all. It's to give you a reliable, sort of quarterly routine that helps you catch those small issues before they become, catastrophic failures.
It's like preventative medicine for your car, isn't it? These
Right.
regular targeted checks are probably the simplest way to keep your vehicle safe, reliable, performing optimally.
Exactly. And they save you time, stress, and frankly, some serious money in the long run.
I believe it.
The benefit is huge. I mean, identifying small problems early boosts your fuel efficiency, extends the car's lifespan, and maybe most critically, it significantly reduces the odds of that miserable wallet-busting breakdown on the side of the road.
Nobody wants that.
No. We want you driving confidently, knowing you have a proactive handle on your car's roadworthiness.
Okay, so let's unpack this general inspection. Let's start with the signals the car might be sending you from the ground up, literally. First thing is to look underneath the car for those initial warning signs.
Exactly. You're just doing a quick look for any structural concerns, rust, any obvious damage to the exhaust system.
Okay.
But the most critical piece of immediate knowledge you can get is from analyzing leaks. The source material has this genius cheat sheet for decoding fluid color.
Oh, that's useful.
It is. It tells you immediately if you're looking at simple condensation or, a major system failure.
That's the kind of high-value nugget we're looking for.
Yeah.
So when we see that mysterious puddle, what are the primary colors we need to track, and what do they mean for our timeline of worry?
Okay, start simple. If the fluid is clear, congratulations. You've likely just spotted AC condensation. It's totally normal.
Phew. Okay.
The problem colors start with brown or black. If you see that, you've found engine oil. Now, this isn't usually a 5-alarm fire unless it's actively pouring out.
Right.
But it is a serious issue that needs attention pretty soon. Low oil can destroy an engine very, very quickly.
And what about the brighter colors I sometimes see?
Right. So red fluid usually indicates transmission fluid or maybe power steering fluid. Both are absolutely critical for driving, so they need to be addressed quickly.
And the last ones.
And finally, if you spot green, yellow, or pink, that's coolant. A coolant leak is dangerous. It leads to overheating, and that can warp your engine block in no time. If you see coolant, you have to get it checked immediately.
So brown or black says get this checked soon, but red or, any other color pretty much means stop driving and call a mechanic.
That's a good way to think about it, yes.
That color coding is invaluable. Now, beyond the visuals, we also need to rely on sound. What unusual noises should we be tuning our ears for when starting or driving the car?
Noise is so often the car's first cry for help. We're talking about squealing, grinding, maybe a chirping sound, or just excessive rattling that wasn't there before.
Like that high-pitched squeal you sometimes hear.
That high-pitched squealing is almost always a sign of a loose or worn belt, which we'll actually get into in a lot more detail in a moment.
Then what's the most urgent sound? The one you absolutely can't ignore?
That would have to be grinding when you hit the brake pedal. That sound means your brake pads are completely gone. You are literally grinding metal on metal.
That sounds expensive.
It is, and it's incredibly unsafe. It means you need to stop driving immediately. Listening proactively during these quarterly checks, it saves you huge repair costs and keeps you safe.
Okay, so moving from under the car to into the engine bay. The focus here shifts entirely to the vehicle's lifeblood, right? The fluids.
Absolutely. Start with the engine oil. You check the level, of course, but also the condition.
What do you mean by condition?
Well, if the oil on the dipstick looks black and gritty, that's a sign it's past its prime. If the level is low, top it up. But, and this is important, if you are consistently topping up oil between services, you have a leak or the car's burning oil. And that needs investigation.
Okay. Then there's temperature management.
That's the coolant. You have to verify the level is good. Coolant, or antifreeze, it prevents freezing in the winter and boiling over in the summer. If it's low, you risk overheating and some very, very severe engine damage.
And maybe the most safety-critical fluid of all, brake fluid. We're always told to check the level, but why is its condition so important?
This is where the detail really matters. You check the level in the brake fluid reservoir, because if it's low, it means one of two things.
Okay.
Either your pads are severely worn down, causing the fluid level to drop as the caliper extends, or you have an active leak. which is a massive safety hazard.
A leak in the brake line is terrifying.
It is. And on top of that, brake fluid is hygroscopic. It actually absorbs moisture from the air over time. Too much moisture lowers its boiling point, and that can lead to brake fade and failure when you need them most.
We also can't forget those other fluids, right? The ones that keep the driving experience smooth.
For sure. That means checking the power steering fluid level, if your car has a hydraulic system, and the automatic transmission fluid. And that one's usually checked with the engine running and warm.
And the one everyone forgets.
And, as the sources all emphasize, do not overlook the simplest safety item of all, windscreen washer fluid. You can't drive safely if road grime instantly blinds you and you've got nothing to clear it with. It sounds so basic, but it's non-negotiable for visibility.
And while we're staring into the engine bay, let's talk filtration. Air is just as important as fluids, isn't it?
It really is. During this check, just pop open the airbox and inspect the air filter. If that filter looks dirty or clogged, it's impacting both your performance and your fuel economy.
So the engine can't breathe.
Exactly. If your engine is struggling to breathe because the filter is choked with debris, you're losing horsepower and you're just burning more fuel. Replacing a dirty air filter is one of the easiest, cheapest ways to maintain efficiency.
Okay, now we can move to the connection points. The unsung heroes that keep everything powered up and moving, the battery, belts, and hoses. Let's start with the electrical heart, the battery.
Right. So you're going to inspect the battery terminals for corrosion. You're looking for that white or greenish, crusty stuff that can build up.
I've seen that before.
It can impede the current flow, so make sure the connections are tight. And if you've been noticing your car's a little sluggish when starting, this 3-month check is the perfect time to grab a simple multimeter and test the voltage.
Get ahead of a dead battery.
Get ahead of it before you're stranded on a cold morning. Exactly.
Okay, here's where we need to spend some real time. The deep dive into belts. These are absolutely critical. If that main serpentine belt snaps, everything just stops, right?
That's right. If the serpentine belt breaks, you instantly lose your alternator, so no more charging the battery. And you lose the water pump, which keeps the engine cool. You're immediately stranded, and you're potentially facing serious overheating damage.
So the source material gives us a list of warning signs.
It gives us a fantastic list, 6 specific warning signs that signal imminent failure.
Okay, walk us through them. What are we looking for?
Start with the most obvious visuals, cracks or fraying. You have to look closely at the rib side of the belt. Small cracks, splits, or frayed edges mean the rubber is drying out. It's aging, becoming brittle.
And a brittle belt is a weak belt.
A brittle belt is a belt that's prone to snapping under the high tension needed to run everything.
Okay, what about the surface itself? I know I've seen belts that look kind of glossy.
That's the second sign, glazing or a shiny surface. If the belt looks slick, it means it's probably slipping because it's lost its grip or it's been overheating. That shiny texture reduces friction, and that's what often causes that high-pitched squeal.
Right, the squeal. And what's the most urgent visual sign of all?
That would be missing chunks or notches. If you see large pieces or entire ribs missing from the belt, that is a structural failure waiting to happen. It's a red alert. That belt needs to be replaced immediately.
How do we actually check the tension? Physically.
Okay, that's number 4. Excessive looseness or slack. You just press down gently on the longest straight part of the belt. It should only have about a ½ inch of give. If it feels really slack, it's probably stretched out and it's not running those components efficiently.
And we keep coming back to the squeal.
We do. Number 5 is purely audible, squealing or chirping sounds. If that noise doesn't stop after a few seconds of starting the car, or it comes back when you, say, turn on the AC, the belt is struggling. It needs attention.
And finally, there's just age, even if a belt looks okay.
Exactly. The 6th sign is just visible wear or age. Rubber degrades over time, even when it's not being used. If the belt looks dry, faded, or if you know it hasn't been changed in 5 years or, say, 60,000 to 100,000 kilometers, it's probably time.
That is a highly actionable checklist. And while you're checking those belts, you should probably glance at the nearby hoses.
Oh, for sure. Hoses carry vital fluids. You want to make sure they're firm but not brittle, and they're free from leaks, cracks, and especially bulges.
A bulge is bad.
A bulged hose is a sign of internal failure. A burst hose means instant overheating, and you are not going anywhere.
Okay, so once we've secured the engine's core components, we turn to the things that connect us safely to the road itself. So wheels, brakes, visibility.
That's it. Let's talk tires.
Let's do it. Every 3 months, you should be inspecting the tire tread, using the penny test or the tread wear indicators. But we need to look closer for uneven wear.
Uneven tire wear is this huge indicator of a deeper problem. If one side of the tire is bald and the other looks fine, that signals an alignment problem.
Or something worse.
Or potentially a worn suspension component.
Yeah.
Fixing the alignment or suspension is way cheaper than constantly replacing tires prematurely, and it keeps your steering predictable and safe.
And the simple step we all forget until it's too late. Check the pressure in your spare tire.
It's the backup plan. If your spare is flat, your emergency just got twice as bad. Keep it properly inflated.
And for the brakes, we talked about listening, but are there other signs?
Well, it's also about feel. Any vibrations or a spongy feeling when you brake. If you feel a shake in the steering wheel or the pedal when you're stopping, that often means your rotors are warped.
And that's not good.
Not at all. Your brakes are the single most important safety system on your car. You have to act on those warnings immediately.
Then there's visibility. This requires constant vigilance. Inspect your wiper blades for wear and tear.
And don't just wait until they streak. Look closely at the edges. If the rubber is split or brittle, you know it's not clearing the glass properly. Just replace them. It ensures you can see when that sudden downpour hits.
And communicating with other drivers is just as key.
It is. You have to test all of your lights. I'm talking headlights, both high and low beam taillights, turn signals, hazard lights, and critically, your brake lights.
That's the one you can't see yourself.
Exactly. A single brake light bulb can go out and you'd never know. But it dramatically increases your risk of being rear-ended. Just have someone stand behind the car while you press the pedal.
Okay, finally, we round out this whole 3-month routine with a quick check of the cabin, the internal environment, and just being prepared.
These are simple, high-impact safety checks. Test the hooter or horn. It's a critical warning device that often goes untested for years.
Right.
Check the function of your cabin light, and most importantly, address your preparedness. Pull out your first aid kit and replace any expired medications or supplies. Being ready for even a minor incident is part of being roadworthy.
So what does this all mean? We started this deep dive with the mission of distilling all this complex maintenance into a simple 3-month routine. The power here isn't in the difficulty of the tasks, but in the consistency of the habit.
That's it. That's the difference between being proactive and avoiding those major service surprises versus constantly chasing expensive breakdowns.
Exactly.
The source material really shows us that these simple quarterly habits, like knowing that red fluid means transmission trouble or spotting a glazed belt before it snaps, they make a huge difference in safety and long-term performance.
You're maximizing the value in the life of your car.
You are, simply by spending a small, targeted amount of time every 3 months on these checks.
So this deep dive, it taught us how decoding fluid colors or recognizing the meaning behind a simple squeal provides high-value insight that prevents major failures. We learned that these small routine inspections act as a kind of early warning system. So if minor routine vigilance can so drastically extend the life and safety of your vehicle, what small overlooked tasks in your professional life, maybe consistently checking the health metrics of a project or actively listening for that critical signal of friction in a team, could provide a similar high-value return on prevention. That's the power of the deep dive habit.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.